Hey, lovely people, a pleasant afternoon to you. Wonderful people, I don't know, I'm driving and I was reading something before driving, and just kind of meditating on something here regarding our Prime Minister. So I was looking at when, former Prime Minister, the Honorable PJ Patterson, assumed office. So I think our previous Prime Minister, the Honorable Michael Manley, he became Prime Minister in 1989 and demitted office in terms of stepping down as Prime Minister. Let me say that. In 1992, I think it was due to ill health. And the Deputy Prime Minister would have been PJ Patterson at the time. And then he assumed office as Prime Minister. And since 1992, March 30, 1992, until 2006, 14 years later, he was Prime Minister. But I was looking at his age. So he was 57, and in about less than 2 weeks' time, he would have been 58 years of age. And he reigned for 14 years. So that would have included, taking over part of the 5 years, because it would have meant that Michael Manley reigned for about 3 years, and then he would have taken on the other two, and he continued for about, 3, it would be 3 elections, I guess. Yeah, I think so. All right. Our present Prime Minister, the most honorable Andrew Holness, he became Prime Minister. I mean, well, in the month, we're not going to count that time. We're going to use the 2016 period. So really and truly, he became Prime Minister at age 39. And since 39, right, at age 39, yes, Prime Minister at age 39, 2016, is it? Yes. And he would have, his opponent at the time was Portia Simpson Miller, and he had beaten her. And then the next 5 years in 2020, his opponent was Peter Phillips. He had beaten him. And this third one was Mark Golding, and he had beaten him. But I wanted to look at something. So at age 39, he became Prime Minister. All right, people? And he is now what? So Andrew Holness is in his early 50s. He's 53 years of age. And he has won 3 successive elections. And if 2030 comes and he wins a 4th election, it would have meant that he would have won 4 elections at 58 years of age, when PJ Patterson would have become Prime Minister, because he would have taken up office when Michael Manley had stepped down at basically 58 years of age. So he would have gone 4 consecutive terms of becoming Prime Minister when PJ Patterson became Prime Minister. I'm making a point with this because I don't think a lot of people understand the feat that this current Prime Minister has achieved. The only opponent that PJ Patterson had was Edward Seaga. I don't recall him having another person fighting to become Prime Minister in terms of being in another party. I remember the party leader, it was between, I think it was him and Portia at one time, and he had won or something of the sort. I'm talking about Prime Minister. So while he's PNP and Edward Seaga is JLP, Andrew Holness went through 3 different party leaders and beat all 3 of them. The great Portia Simpson, Peter Phillips, and Mark Golding. And again, PJ Patterson assumed office 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks before he would have been 58 years of age. If Andrew Holness becomes Prime Minister again after the next general election, he would be 58 years of age. So the 2 of them would have become Prime Minister, but Andrew would have copped the prize 4 times at the same age as PJ Patterson. First time being a Prime Minister, and he would have copped the prize the 4th time. That's a feat, my beautiful people. And he would not have reached 60 years of age as yet. He would not have reached 60 years of age as yet. I'm not saying I don't know what will happen in the next 5 years, I don't know, I can't say. But I'm just looking at the fact that, PJ Patterson assumed office when he was basically 58 years of age, because he would have been 58 April 10 of that said year. And I'm looking at our Prime Minister, who became Prime Minister while he was in his 30s, throughout his 40s, and he's now 53. And if he carries it out for the 5 years, he would have been neck and neck in terms of the 14 years with PJ Patterson. And if he should go on a fourth term, he would become Prime Minister 4 consecutive times. I can't believe this. That is a feat from your 30s to your 50s 4 times, probably 4 times. I'm just saying, that's a feat, people. I want you to understand that he's not a fluke. And the reality is, I've seen his transition. I've seen him improve. He has gotten better. He has improved on all levels. I can't speak spiritually, but there must be a spiritual enlightenment and awakening, because he has transformed. He's now Dr. Andrew Holness, with his PhD in something about gun law policies. His disposition is different. Just go and look back when he just became Prime Minister to present day. That even in his victory speech, this time here, he said, we cannot allow arrogance, basically, to be the order of the day. I'm not going to quote it verbatim. I'm putting it in my own words. And that we have to listen to the people and basically do right by the people. No, let me tell you something. Everything you must use as a learning lesson. As a learning lesson. The man climbed through the ranks from his 30s to his 50s 3 times. And the possibilities that he can become Prime Minister again, and he has not hit 60. That's a beautiful, that is almost like it's almost like watching Usain Bolt when Usain started to win from 2008 to about 2016, is it? I'm a proper Usain Bolt fan. No fluke, no bandwagon, no joke thing. I'm a proper fan, because I think he's just a wonderful person outside of track. That's my perception of him. And I'm looking at our Prime Minister to see how he has grown as a human being, whether you like him, yes or no. And look here, I don't even care if you people want to think I'm JLP or PNP or OPP or UPP. It really matters not. I'm going to speak facts. I'm just looking at it and saying, mighty goodness gracious. This man has accomplished what you may not see in a very long time. You may not see. I can't say it will never happen. I said you may not see in a very long time. You may not see. And had Michael Manley not become ill, even if PJ Patterson were to come in office, maybe by the time he would have been in his 60s. Because he had demitted office in 1992 due to ill health. I think I remember that as a youngster. And PJ Patterson came in at the cusp of becoming 60. And this man, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, if he comes in a 4th time, he would be 58 years young. He wouldn't even touch 60. So he would be like Prime Minister 4 consecutive terms. Let's call it that. Mighty goodness gracious. I just had to look at that, And it is possible. It is very possible, if he works smart, if he works hard, if he does right by the people, does right by the country, and people start to feel far more money in their pockets, take home more, their salaries are greater and better. And obviously the infrastructure, we know all of the other things. Let me tell you, the man can go 4th, 5th, 6th and continuing until him say, no sir, time to just step down and allow the younger generation to take over. Congratulations, Dr. Andrew Holness. Congratulations. Guys, you know what to do, read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lions. Thank you.